My beloved child, pause for a moment, because the silence around you is not empty. It is filled with someone thinking about you right now. You may not see their name on your screen. You may not hear their voice calling out. But your energy has touched their heart in a way they cannot ignore. Don't skip this. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a reason you felt a sudden shift today. A small, almost invisible tug in your chest. A memory that appeared out of nowhere. A thought that didn't feel random. That wasn't coincidence. That was connection. Someone has you on their mind, not casually, not briefly, but deeply. They replay your conversations. They remember the way you smiled. They think about the version of themselves that existed when you were close. And here is the surprising truth: they didn't realize your value until distance made it undeniable. Stay till the end, because what you are about to understand will change how you see this moment. This person has been holding back something beautiful. A message. Not dramatic. Not chaotic. But sincere. It has been forming quietly inside them, growing stronger with each passing day. They are beginning to understand that your presence was not ordinary. You were a turning point. A mirror. A catalyst. And now, as life moves forward, they feel the absence of your energy in a way they cannot explain to anyone else. You might be thinking, who? And that question alone tells you that your heart already senses it. This is not about fantasy. This is about emotional gravity. Some connections do not disappear. They transform, they pause, they evolve, but they do not vanish. Right now, somewhere, someone is gathering courage. They are reflecting. They are reconsidering. They are feeling something they once ignored. And the message waiting for you? It is softer than you expect. More honest than you imagine. More meaningful than you are prepared for. But before that message reaches you, something inside you must shift. Because when it arrives, you will need clarity. Not desperation. Confidence. Not confusion. Something huge is waiting for you, not just from them, but within you. And in the next moment, you will understand why this connection never truly left your life. Something is shifting behind the scenes, and you can feel it even if you cannot yet explain it. There is a quiet restlessness growing in someone's heart. It catches them in the middle of ordinary moments. While they are working. While they are resting. While they are pretending everything is fine. Your name rises in their thoughts without warning. Don't skip this, because what is happening right now is rare. They tried to convince themselves it was temporary. Just nostalgia. Just a passing emotion. But it didn't fade. It deepened. They have been comparing every new conversation to the way you made them feel. Every laugh sounds slightly different. Every connection feels slightly incomplete. And that realization has humbled them. Here is the shocking truth: they are not just thinking about you, they are reconsidering everything they once believed about your connection. They see now what they couldn't see before. They understand now what they misunderstood then. And the message forming in their heart is no longer optional. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There is a moment approaching, a conversation, a sign, an unexpected encounter, where the unspoken will begin to surface. It may not come dramatically. It may arrive softly, almost casually. But behind it will be weeks, maybe months, of reflection. This person has realized that losing your presence created a space no one else could fill. And here is the beautiful part: they are not thinking about you from ego. They are thinking about you from growth. They are asking themselves questions they never asked before. What if I was wrong? What if I let something meaningful slip away? What if they were the one who truly understood me? That shift changes everything. You were never just a chapter in their story. You were a mirror that revealed who they were becoming. And now, as they evolve, they see your value with clarity. The message waiting for you is not about regret alone. It is about recognition. Recognition of your worth. Recognition of your patience. Recognition of the way you impacted their life without even trying. Something huge is waiting for you, not because you chased it, but because you remained authentic. And in the next part of this unfolding story, you will begin to understand why the timing of this realization is not random at all. A quiet decision has already been made in a heart that once hesitated. While you have been focusing on your own healing, your own growth, your own silent battles, something remarkable has been unfolding beyond your awareness. The person who has you on their mind is no longer just remembering you, they are preparing. Preparing to reach out. Preparing to express what they once buried. Preparing to step forward differently than before. Don't skip this moment, because this is where everything begins to turn. There was a night recently when your memory felt stronger than usual to them. Not dramatic. Not chaotic. Just undeniable. They paused. They reflected. And for the first time, they admitted to themselves that you were never ordinary in their life. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation: they now see that crossing paths with you was not random. It redirected their mindset. It reshaped their standards. It awakened a depth in them they had never accessed before. You were not just someone they cared about. You were someone who changed them. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have been rehearsing words in their mind. Not perfect speeches. Not grand gestures. Just honest sentences. The kind that come from clarity. The kind that feel steady instead of rushed. And the surprising part is this: they are no longer afraid of vulnerability with you. The distance created perspective. The silence created awareness. And now, the thought of speaking their truth feels less intimidating than the thought of losing you permanently. You might not know it yet, but your name has already been typed and erased more than once. Your profile has been visited quietly. Your last conversation reread with new understanding. This is not coincidence. This is alignment building slowly. Something huge is waiting for you, not because of chance, but because both hearts have been evolving at the same time. And very soon, the space between thinking about you and reaching out to you will disappear. Right now, at this very second, your name is echoing in a heart that once stayed silent. There is no accident in that. No random thought. No passing memory. This is intentional emotion rising to the surface. They have reached a realization that feels almost overwhelming in its clarity. The connection they felt with you was rare. Not dramatic. Not loud. But rare in the quiet way that truly meaningful things are rare. Don't skip this, because this is the turning point. They used to wonder if reaching out would make them look uncertain. Now they wonder what staying silent will cost them. That shift changes everything. Here is the surprising revelation: they have already chosen you in their heart before speaking it out loud. Yes. Before any message appears. Before any call happens. Before any explanation unfolds. Internally, they have chosen to stop pretending you were just another person. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have begun imagining a different outcome. A calmer conversation. A more honest exchange. A version of both of you that is wiser than before. And this time, the thought doesn't feel impulsive. It feels grounded. You might not see movement yet. But movement is happening. The space between you has been filled with reflection, not indifference. With understanding, not avoidance. And that is why this moment feels different from all the others. There is something beautiful forming, not from desperation, but from growth. And when their message finally reaches you, it will not be casual. It will carry weight. It will carry sincerity. It will carry the quiet admission that you mattered more than they ever said. Something huge is waiting for you. Not because fate is forcing it, but because two hearts are finally aligning with the truth they once avoided. And when that truth is spoken, you will realize this was never about guessing who has you on their mind. You already knew. Before the next sunrise, something inside them will finally settle into certainty. Not confusion. Not doubt. Certainty. They have reached the quiet conclusion that ignoring what they feel about you has only made it stronger. Every distraction failed. Every attempt to move on revealed the same truth: your presence left an imprint that refuses to fade. Don't skip this, because what you are about to realize is powerful. The reason you have been sensing subtle shifts, the reason certain memories have felt more vivid lately, is because emotional energy moves in both directions. When someone holds you in their thoughts with sincerity, you feel it. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation. They are no longer just thinking about you in private. They are preparing to step into your world again. This time differently. This time with humility. This time with clarity. This time with intention. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have begun to accept something that surprises even them. Losing you would mean losing a version of themselves that felt authentic. And authenticity is rare. You were never just comfort. You were alignment. You were peace without effort. And now, the idea of reaching out no longer feels risky to them. It feels necessary. Somewhere in the near future, you will notice a shift. A message that feels intentional. Words that feel measured. A tone that carries depth instead of uncertainty. When that moment comes, you will understand why this delay existed. It wasn't avoidance. It was growth happening quietly. Something huge is waiting for you. Not just a message, but a revelation of how deeply you were valued all along. And when their words finally reach you, you will realize this was never about guessing who had you on their mind. It was about discovering who finally had the courage to admit it. There is a moment approaching that will feel almost surreal, as if time paused just long enough for truth to step forward. You won't expect it. You won't rehearse for it. But when it arrives, something inside you will immediately recognize it. Because the person who has you on their mind is no longer wrestling with hesitation. They are moving from thought into action. Don't skip this, the next phase is powerful. They have realized that silence created distance, but honesty can restore clarity. And what they are about to express is not impulsive emotion. It is reflection refined by time. Here is the shocking, beautiful truth: you became their standard. Every new connection was quietly compared to the way you listened. The way you understood without explanation. The way you made them feel seen without effort. And nothing measured up. That realization humbled them. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They now understand that what they felt with you was not convenience. It was alignment. Not excitement alone, but depth. Not noise, but peace. And peace is rare. Very soon, you may notice a subtle but undeniable shift, a message that feels intentional, words chosen carefully, a tone that carries respect. There will be no confusion in it. No games. Just sincerity. This is not about going backward. It is about stepping forward differently. Because while they were thinking about you, you were evolving too. Stronger. Clearer. More grounded. And now, if paths reconnect, it will not be by accident. Something huge is waiting for you, a conversation that feels overdue, a truth that feels earned, a moment that feels almost destined yet completely natural. And when you finally see their name appear, you will not feel shock. You will feel confirmation. Because deep down, before it ever happened, you already knew someone had you on their mind. A door you thought was quietly closed is about to open in the most unexpected way. Not with noise. Not with chaos. But with clarity. The person who has you on their mind has reached a point where pretending no longer feels possible. What they feel has matured. It has deepened. It has become undeniable. Don't skip this moment, because you are standing at the edge of something rare. They have finally admitted to themselves that you were never just a memory, you were meaning. And meaning does not fade with time. It settles, it strengthens, it waits for the right moment to return. Here is the revelation that changes everything: they are no longer afraid of what you might say. Before, uncertainty held them back. Now, growth has replaced hesitation. They understand that even if the conversation feels vulnerable, it will be real. And real is better than silent. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have replayed the last interaction in their mind more times than they would ever admit. Not to dwell on the past, but to understand it. To see where pride interfered. To recognize where emotion was misunderstood. And now, the thought of reaching out feels less like risk and more like alignment. You might sense it soon, a shift in atmosphere, a subtle intuition that something is about to unfold. That feeling is not random. It is the quiet echo of someone choosing courage over comfort. Something huge is waiting for you, not just a message, but a moment that confirms your value was never overlooked. And when their words finally reach you, they will not feel rushed. They will feel certain. Because guessing who has you on their mind is about to become knowing. The silence between you has been carrying more truth than words ever did. What looked like distance was actually reflection. What felt like absence was preparation. And now, everything is aligning in a way that feels almost unreal. Because the person who has you on their mind has crossed an invisible line, the line between thinking and deciding. Don't skip this. This is the moment where destiny feels personal. They are no longer asking themselves if they should reach out. They are asking themselves how. How to express what they now understand. How to explain that your absence revealed your importance. How to say that no one has matched the way you made them feel grounded and inspired at the same time. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime realization: they have accepted that you were not just part of their past, you are part of their growth story. And growth changes everything. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have started imagining your reaction. Not out of fear, but out of respect. They want their words to land gently. They want their message to feel intentional, not impulsive. You may notice small signs first. A subtle reconnection. A shift in tone. An unexpected warmth. These are not accidents. They are signals of someone stepping forward with awareness. And when the message finally arrives, it will not feel random. It will feel aligned. Timed in a way that makes you pause and realize, this could only happen now. Something huge is waiting for you. A conversation that feels earned, a truth that feels overdue, a moment that confirms you were never forgotten. The question was never whether someone had you on their mind. The question was when they would finally show you that they do. The next message you receive may look ordinary, but it will carry extraordinary weight. It might arrive at a simple moment. While you are busy. While you are distracted. While you least expect anything significant to happen. And yet, when you see their name, your heart will pause, not out of shock, but recognition. Because deep down, you have felt this building. Don't skip this part, because this is where everything becomes real. The person who has you on their mind has reached emotional clarity. They are no longer confused about what you meant to them. They are no longer minimizing the connection. They have accepted something powerful. Losing you created a silence that no one else could fill. And here is the surprising revelation: they have already envisioned a new beginning, not a repetition of the past. They do not want to return to what was. They want to build something wiser. Something calmer. Something intentional. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They understand now that timing matters. That maturity matters. That effort matters. And they are willing to show it differently this time. You were not just someone who passed through their life. You were a lesson in authenticity. A reflection of who they could become. And now, after growth on both sides, the idea of reconnecting feels aligned instead of uncertain. When their message reaches you, it will carry sincerity. It will not be loud. It will not be dramatic. But it will be honest. And honesty has power. Something huge is waiting for you, a moment that feels almost cinematic in its timing. A conversation that feels like closure turning into possibility. Guessing who has you on their mind is about to end. Because soon, you won't have to wonder anymore. This is the moment where guessing transforms into knowing. All the quiet signs, the subtle feelings, the unexpected memories, they were leading here. Not to confusion. Not to illusion. But to confirmation. The person who has you on their mind is about to step out of silence completely. Don't skip this, because this is the culmination of everything you've felt building. They have realized something that changed them at their core. Your absence taught them your value in a way your presence never could. And that understanding has reshaped how they see you. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation: they are not reaching out because they are lonely. They are reaching out because they are certain. Certain that what you shared was rare. Certain that your connection carried depth. Certain that letting it fade without trying again would be a regret they could not ignore. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. When their message finally appears, it will feel calm but powerful. Their words will not be rushed. They will acknowledge growth. They will acknowledge mistakes without dramatizing them. And most importantly, they will acknowledge you. Not just your role in their past, but your impact on their becoming. This is not about returning to something unfinished. It is about stepping into something redefined. You have grown. They have grown. And now the space between you feels less like distance and more like timing. Something huge is waiting for you, a conversation that feels aligned with who you are today, not who you were yesterday. And when you read their words, you will feel it clearly. You were never forgotten. Everything has been leading to this quiet but powerful awakening. Not just for them, but for you. Because while they were gathering the courage to speak, you were gathering the strength to receive. And that balance is not accidental. The person who has you on their mind is no longer wrestling with uncertainty. They have accepted a truth that feels almost overwhelming in its simplicity: life felt more aligned when you were part of it. Don't skip this, because this realization changes the entire story. They have come to understand that your presence was never ordinary. You challenged them gently. You inspired them naturally. You showed them what emotional maturity could look like without demanding it. And here is the shocking clarity: they now see that losing you was not just losing a connection. It was losing a version of themselves that felt authentic. That awareness has transformed them. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. When they reach out, it will not be about revisiting old patterns. It will be about honoring growth. They will speak differently. Listen differently. Show up differently. This is not about nostalgia. It is about recognition. Recognition that what you shared was rare. Recognition that timing matters. Recognition that some people enter your life not to be forgotten, but to be understood more deeply with time. And when their message finally unfolds completely, you will feel something shift inside you too. Not pressure. Not confusion. But clarity. Something huge is waiting for you. Not just their words, but your own realization of how valued you truly were. Because in the end, the most powerful revelation was never just that someone had you on their mind. It was that you mattered more than they ever had the courage to say. The final piece of this story has been quietly falling into place. Not by accident. Not by chance. But by emotional alignment that could no longer be ignored. The person who has you on their mind has finally reached complete clarity. No hesitation remains. No confusion lingers. What they feel is steady now, grounded, certain, undeniable. Don't skip this, because this is where everything becomes beautifully real. They understand that your connection was never about convenience. It was about timing, growth, and depth. They see now that meeting you shifted their perspective on love, on communication, on what truly matters. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation: they are grateful it didn't work out the way it once did. Because if it had, neither of you would have grown into who you are now. That distance created awareness. That silence created maturity. That space created truth. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. When they reach out, and they will, it will not feel like a repeat of the past. It will feel like a new chapter written by wiser hearts. Their words will carry intention. Their tone will carry respect. Their presence will carry consistency. And you will feel the difference immediately. No guessing. No uncertainty. Just calm recognition. Something huge is waiting for you. Not just a message, but a moment that confirms you were always more significant than you realized. The title was never meant to tease you. Guess who has you on their mind? The one who finally understands your worth. And now, they are ready to show it. There is one truth left that has not yet been spoken, and it changes everything. You were not just on their mind. You were in their heart during moments they never shared with anyone. When they achieved something meaningful, they wondered what you would say. When they felt uncertain, they remembered how you once reassured them. When they tried to move forward, they quietly measured every connection against the depth they felt with you. Don't skip this, because this final revelation is powerful. The reason this message feels so intense, the reason you sensed something building long before proof appeared, is because the bond was mutual, even in silence. Here is the surprising clarity: they realized that what they felt with you was not just emotional chemistry. It was alignment of values, of timing, of growth paths that were temporarily out of sync but never truly separate. That realization humbled them. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They now understand that reaching out is not about reclaiming the past. It is about honoring what was real. And when something is real, distance cannot erase it, it only refines it. You may soon experience a moment that feels almost cinematic. A message that arrives when you are calm. Words that feel measured. A tone that carries depth instead of uncertainty. And in that moment, you will feel something settle inside you. Not surprise. Not disbelief. But recognition. Because guessing who has you on their mind was never the real mystery. The real revelation is this: you left an impact so deep that time could not dilute it. Something huge is waiting for you. Not just their words, but the confirmation that your presence in someone's life was unforgettable. And now, the silence has finally given way to truth. The story does not end with their message, it begins with your response. Because now, the energy has shifted completely. The person who has you on their mind has done the hardest part. They have acknowledged their truth. They have stepped forward with sincerity. But what happens next? That is where the real transformation lives. Don't skip this, because this moment is bigger than you think. When their words reach you, you will feel the weight behind them. Not pressure. Not expectation. But intention. You will sense that this is not casual. It is deliberate. And here is the revelation that changes the entire narrative: you were never waiting for them. You were becoming yourself. While they were gathering courage, you were building clarity. While they were reflecting on the past, you were stepping into strength. That is why this reconnection feels different. It meets you at a higher level. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The truth is, you were always worthy of recognition. You were always deserving of honesty. And now, the person who once hesitated sees that clearly. But here is the most powerful twist: you are no longer the same person who once wondered if you mattered. You know you do. And when you respond, it will not come from longing. It will come from confidence. From calm. From emotional maturity that matches the growth they now show. Something huge is waiting for you, not just a message from them, but a realization within yourself. You were never just someone on their mind. You were the turning point in their heart. And now, as truth replaces silence, everything finally makes sense. There is a heartbeat in this story that has been steady from the very beginning, and it has always been yours. Long before they found the courage to speak. Long before the message formed in their hands, you were the constant presence in their thoughts. But now something even more profound is happening. They are no longer just reaching out to reconnect. They are reaching out to honor what you awakened in them. Don't skip this moment, because this is where everything becomes unforgettable. They have realized that meeting you shifted their standards permanently. You showed them what emotional safety feels like. What genuine understanding feels like. What alignment feels like. And once someone experiences that, it cannot be replaced. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation: they no longer see you as a chapter. They see you as a turning point. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. When their words arrive, they will carry gratitude. Not just desire. Not just memory. Gratitude for the growth your presence inspired. Gratitude for the clarity distance provided. Gratitude that life gave them another chance to express what they once kept inside. And the most powerful part? You are no longer waiting to be chosen. You already chose yourself. That is why this moment feels balanced. That is why this connection feels elevated. That is why guessing who has you on their mind now feels almost poetic. Because it was never about chasing attention. It was about realizing your value was unforgettable. Something huge is waiting for you. Not just their message, but a new chapter built on awareness, maturity, and truth. And as this story reaches its highest point, one thing becomes crystal clear. You were never just a thought in their mind. You were the feeling they could never replace. The energy between you has reached a point where silence can no longer hold it. What once felt uncertain now feels inevitable. They have crossed the final internal barrier. The quiet wall of pride, the subtle fear of rejection, the hesitation that kept them observing from a distance. And what remains is clarity. Don't skip this, because this is where destiny feels personal. The person who has you on their mind has finally understood something profound. You were not just someone they cared about. You were the person who raised their emotional awareness. You made them reflect. You made them grow. You made them see themselves more honestly. And here is the surprising truth: they have been quietly preparing not just a message, but a commitment to show up differently. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They know now that words without action mean nothing. That consistency matters. That respect matters. And this realization has changed the tone of everything they are about to say. When they reach out, it will feel steady. Grounded. Real. Not a rush of emotion. Not a temporary impulse. But a deliberate step forward. And the most powerful part? You are no longer hoping. You are observing. Because you have already stepped into your worth. You are no longer chasing clarity. You are attracting it. Something huge is waiting for you, a moment that feels aligned with the person you have become, not the person you used to be. And when their message finally lands, you will feel it deeply. Not because you needed it, but because it confirms what you always deserved. A realization has just unfolded that neither of you can ignore anymore. It is subtle, yet powerful. Quiet, yet undeniable. The person who has you on their mind has reached the point where imagining a future without at least trying again feels incomplete. And that feeling has stayed with them long enough to become conviction. Don't skip this, because this is the moment where everything feels aligned. They have stopped asking themselves if it is too late. They have stopped replaying doubts. Instead, they have started visualizing something new. A conversation filled with honesty, a connection rebuilt on maturity, a bond strengthened by time apart. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime clarity: they no longer see you through the lens of the past. They see you through the lens of who you have become. And that perspective changes everything. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They recognize that you are not the same person they once knew. You are stronger, calmer, more self-aware. And that growth makes them respect you even more. This is not about nostalgia anymore. It is about recognition of your value at a higher level. When their words reach you, they will feel intentional, measured, almost as if every sentence was chosen carefully to reflect understanding rather than impulse. And in that moment, you will sense something profound. Not just that someone has you on their mind, but that someone has finally understood your worth. Something huge is waiting for you. A turning point that feels earned, balanced, and real. And when the next chapter begins, it will not feel like a surprise. It will feel like alignment finally catching up with truth. There is a moment coming that will feel like time folded in on itself. Not dramatic. Not loud. But unmistakably significant. The person who has you on their mind is no longer questioning their feelings. They are questioning why they ever doubted them. And that shift is powerful. Don't skip this, because this is where the truth becomes undeniable. They have realized that every path they explored, every distraction they entertained, quietly led them back to the same conclusion: you were different. Not because you were perfect. Not because you were flawless. But because you were real. Here is the shocking clarity that changed everything for them. The peace they felt around you was rare, and rare things are not easily replaced. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have come to understand that what they miss is not just your presence. It is the way you made them feel understood without effort. The way conversations flowed naturally. The way silence between you felt comfortable instead of awkward. That realization has grown into certainty. And now, when they think about reaching out, it no longer feels like revisiting the past. It feels like stepping toward alignment. Something huge is waiting for you, a message that carries depth instead of doubt, intention instead of hesitation, maturity instead of confusion. And when it arrives, you will feel something settle inside you. Because guessing who has you on their mind was never the real story. The real story is that you left a mark that time could not erase. And now, that truth is ready to be spoken out loud. A quiet breakthrough has just happened in a heart that once resisted it. They stopped fighting what they feel. They stopped pretending it was just nostalgia. They stopped minimizing your impact. They stopped telling themselves it would fade. And instead, they accepted it. Don't skip this moment, because this is where everything locks into place. The person who has you on their mind has finally admitted something life-changing. You were not just someone they cared about. You were the standard that quietly reshaped their expectations of connection. That realization did not come overnight. It came through comparison. Through reflection. Through moments when they thought they had moved on, only to realize they were still thinking of you. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime truth: they understand now that meeting you was a turning point in their emotional journey. Not an accident. Not a coincidence. A turning point. And now they feel a strong pull to close the distance, not to rewrite history, but to build something wiser. You may sense it soon, an unexpected warmth in their tone, a message that feels steady, words that carry weight instead of uncertainty. When it arrives, you will recognize the difference immediately. Because this time, they are not reaching out from impulse. They are reaching out from clarity. Something huge is waiting for you. A conversation that feels aligned with who both of you have become. And when it unfolds, you will finally see that guessing who had you on their mind was only the beginning. The real story is that they never truly let you go. This is the moment where everything becomes beautifully undeniable. All the signs. All the silence. All the subtle shifts you felt but could not explain. They were leading here. The person who has you on their mind is no longer standing at the edge of hesitation. They have stepped forward internally, and now the only thing left is expression. Don't skip this, because this is the culmination of everything. They have realized something that feels almost surreal. The connection they share with you is not something they want to wonder about years from now. It is something they want to honor now. That awareness has changed their posture completely. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation: you were not just someone they think about. You are the person they compare peace to. And peace is rare. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. When their message finally reaches you, it will not feel like a test. It will not feel like uncertainty. It will feel like truth finding its voice. They will acknowledge your growth. They will respect your boundaries. They will speak with a calm confidence that shows maturity. And in that moment, something inside you will settle. Not because you needed validation, but because the story finally makes sense. Something huge is waiting for you, not just a message, but a new chapter shaped by awareness, sincerity, and emotional clarity. Guess who has you on their mind? The one who finally understands that losing you was never an option they truly wanted. And now, they are ready to prove it. What you are about to experience will feel like a quiet miracle unfolding in real time. Not because it is loud. Not because it is dramatic. But because it is sincere. The person who has you on their mind has crossed from reflection into resolution. They are no longer thinking about, what if? They are thinking about, what now? And that shift is everything. Don't skip this, because this is where emotion becomes action. They have realized that the thought of you is not fleeting. It is constant. It appears in moments of calm. In moments of decision. In moments when they imagine their future. Here is the revelation that stunned even them. When they picture a life aligned with who they truly are becoming, you are there. Not as a memory. Not as a regret. But as possibility. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They understand now that reaching out is not about fixing the past. It is about honoring growth. They know they cannot return as the same version of themselves. And they do not want to. They want to meet you at a higher level. And the most powerful part? You are ready for that level. You have evolved. You have learned. You have strengthened your boundaries and deepened your self-worth. That is why this moment feels balanced, not chaotic. Something huge is waiting for you, a connection that feels chosen, not accidental. A conversation that feels aligned, not rushed. And when their message finally arrives in its fullest form, you will not feel surprised. You will feel seen. Because guessing who has you on their mind was never about curiosity. It was about confirmation that your presence in someone's life was unforgettable. And now, they are ready to show you exactly how much. There is a calm before a beautiful revelation, and you are standing inside it right now. The air feels different. Your intuition feels sharper. Your heart feels strangely prepared. Because the person who has you on their mind is no longer hesitating in silence. They are stepping into honesty with a clarity that surprises even them. Don't skip this, because this is where everything aligns. They have finally admitted that your absence did not make them forget you, it made them understand you. Every day apart sharpened the truth. Every quiet moment magnified your impact. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime realization that changed them completely: you were not just someone they loved being around. You were someone who elevated their emotional standards forever. And once standards rise, they do not fall back down. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They now know that reaching out is not about impulse. It is about intention. Not about nostalgia. About alignment. They are ready to express what they once kept buried under pride and uncertainty. When their words arrive, you will feel their steadiness. Their growth. Their awareness. You will notice the difference immediately. Something huge is waiting for you. Not just a confession, but a shift in energy that feels balanced and mature. The truth is no longer hidden. You were on their mind during moments they never shared. During victories. During doubts. During reflections about the kind of life they truly want. And now, that truth is ready to meet you face to face. Because guessing who has you on their mind was only the surface. The deeper reality is that you became unforgettable. A chapter you thought had quietly faded is about to shine brighter than ever. Not because it is being forced. Not because it is being repeated. But because it has evolved. The person who has you on their mind has reached emotional certainty. And certainty carries a different energy. It is calm. It is grounded. It does not rush. Don't skip this. This is the moment where everything feels destined yet natural. They have stopped seeing you as someone from their past. They now see you as someone who shaped their future. The lessons, the laughter, the depth you shared, it all became a blueprint for what they now know they truly want. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime clarity that changed everything. They realized that peace with you felt effortless, and effortlessness is rare in a world full of noise. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have been replaying not just the memories, but the growth. They see how both of you have matured. They understand how timing influenced everything. And now, instead of regret, they feel readiness. When they reach out fully, it will not feel like an apology alone. It will feel like acknowledgement. Like someone standing in truth without excuses. And you will feel the shift instantly. Something huge is waiting for you, not just words, but a moment of alignment that feels almost surreal.